So I'm looking at Peterson Kamwathi's Mask 2, which is a charcoal drawing on paper. It is a life-size or a little bit bigger than a life-size drawing. What I think is interesting about this particular image is how Peterson is engaging with the notion of masking. He's not presenting us with traditional idea of the mask as object, but what we are seeing is the figure masked. The surface of the drawing seems very full and very heavy. It almost seems crusty, like he's battling the surface and loading it up with the dusty nature of the charcoal material. It's also interesting that the drawing also, instead of appearing incredibly black as charcoal material often resonates, that it has this incredibly blue hue to it, which I find really interesting. There is a mystery about the image because we are not able to tell who it is, but on some levels we're able to have an idea about what this person may be engaging in. We're seeing them in a suit, so there are things that we could possibly assume about the figure that we're looking at, that maybe this person is a middle-class person or upper-middle-class person. And then we're also seeing this object that is placed on the head that is obscuring the figure's identity. And it seems quite reminiscent of like a decorative pot, like a flower pot, something that I've probably seen growing up in my parents' garden. The image also has a strong sense of confrontation. So there is a kind of physical confrontation, but then the gaze of the figure is removed, and that creates an interesting kind of angst between the viewer and the work. So there's a challenge without being seen, a challenge in terms of the scale and the presence of the image.